But he's live.
Thank you.
Check the chat on your phone because it's on the opposite. It's live, Dave.
Okay.
We can share the link from our YouTubes.
Oh, you got it? All right, good.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Dave's gonna start by singing the national anthem.
Welcome to Wired fucking Wednesdays.
Wait, how do I find it?
It's on the Veteran Miner YouTube
We got the
channel.
BBT team out here. Special
Yeah, that's
occasion.
us.
Shout out to BBT
Hold on.
team.
Right.
Veteran Miner. I gotta monitor. We're gonna monitor the chat, guys. 1 second.
Oh, we hear the background. How much is it lagging?
It's
it's
gonna be
enough.
a few.
Yeah,
it'll
it'll
be a
be-
few seconds
It'll be
behind.
like 15 seconds.
Yeah, not that.
That's not.
Who's
It's
gonna
fine.
tweet it out?
7, 8.
So start retweeting it out.
All right. All right.
Who's gonna tweet?
Just lower the volume. Just go volume. You're good. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you
Nothing.
doing?
I'm just seeing
Don't
like
touch nothing.
Don't breathe on it.
Don't touch nothing. Don't even breathe.
I don't even have a
Come
phone.
over here.
You got to run the show, man.
No, you guys are running the show.
We're running
Here
the
we
show.
go.
All right.
The Major Minds running the show right here.
Are you
Yeah.
A
monetized?
different type of Wire
Are
Wednesdays.
you monetized?
Yes.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
This
It'll be a
stream's
great
not.
stream.
This
Oh,
stream's
yeah.
not.
Is that,
Oh, yeah.
is that you there?
Oh, you gotta make one.
Yes.
Alright.
It'll monetize after.
Eating up the mods, there we go.
Yeah, he'll get super chats, but he won't. Be
Oh,
able,
Right.
he won't be able to. It'll be monetized technically.
Hype this up? Do I have to hype
Hype
this
it up. There we go. DJ Minds.
22's in the chat, 22's in the
it.
chat.
Listen here. Tell your baby mama, the mailman, the mechanic, whoever, that we live. Like, retweet, tell everybody you know.
Yeah, he's about to get kicked. Apparently.
It's about a 5-second delay.
We'll probably get a warning or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right?
Community guidelines violation.
Dude, look at this picture.
Oh, my man.
Dude, that's amazing.
That's
Look at that green, yeah.
You want to pull it up so I can see
I
it?
tweeted
I
it, so
can't
if
see
you guys
anything.
want to
Can you
retweet it,
talk?
Sweet. Yeah.
Hawk Mining Co. That's
Okay.
my handle on Twitter.
Damn,
Somebody already gave you $50, bro.
That was me! This could be your best live stream of all time.
All the best.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Get ready.
It feels weird because I can't see what's going on. You guys got to read this
Yeah.
chat.
Oh,
So how do I need to share this?
Hey, you guys, make sure
I
your
got it,
volumes,
Daniel.
make sure your volumes are low, because it will feed back.
I don't
And
think
it'll
I'll
sound
sell you.
fucking
I'm just
up.
Take it. What? This guy.
I'll beat you to
My
it, Dan.
GPU rises, huh? You sub, so you could just take this here.
Streams
to be
Yep.
everyone
And then you say share.
Oh, reading your phone.
Yeah, what an
Retweet,
incredible
whatever.
live stream.
Everyone's watching you guys on your
Explains
phone.
that shit.
Yeah, I see.
Everybody
I
that's
just
watching,
retweeted.
please
I already did.
like this and retweet it.
19
And
people.
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
And all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, join the bomb squad.
Yeah, join the bomb squad too.
Don't remember. You get nothing.
And if you don't, we'll do a real
guy.
quick around the loop intro. Dan Keller, co-founder of Flux.
Hawk Crypto Mining, best looking guy at the table.
DJ Minds, maybe second best?
There you go. Yeah.
I got in here with Endless Mining and Alex.
Endless Minds. Shout out to Alex.
Matthew Durnia, Cadena Mining Club.
Jeff Gate.
Yeah, Cadena Mining Club. Let's go. Daniel.
Yeah, dude.
The wire guy.
Michael, GPU Risers, co-host.
Alex, the geek of all trades.
Gabatola. Flux.
The guy that works in the back. I mean, Mining King.
Legend right here.
Bits be tripping.
Todd Biffy Trippin, OG legend in the crypto mining community.
Hell yeah.
$4.99
Oh, yeah.
$4.99 super chat from SoxFan96 says, great presentation, Dan.
Oh, thank you.
That's great. That was really good.
Nice.
Thank you.
This is going to be a real AMA. So,
I was only mildly nervous. Mildly.
that's a lot of YouTubers around us, Dan.
DJ, you need a speaker to put your song, extra song. And everybody hyped up, bro. It has to be down, bro. It has to be down. You smoking the thing? Yeah, oh, man. I tell you.
Background music.
Drop some
on.
questions down in the comments. We're
Yeah,
happy to
ask
answer
away.
everything.
Ask away.
Hi, Lisa. Hi.
Liza Flux says 4:20
Hey,
in the
it's
morning.
4 o'clock in the morning. Your ass should be asleep. But I'm glad you joined us.
Who says it? Look at these.
Look at these degens. Greggy Bear.
Of course.
Yeah.
see that.
he's
I thought it was my hand, but it was you that went.
This is the
And there's me all
ultimate
way over
AMA.
here.
Ask anybody questions. Throw it in there.
Sir Dirk says, where's Hobbyist? He's inside editing.
He's doing a 4K of my presentation today. God bless him. He's amazing. And he had like this tripod, like right next to him, ready to go.
He did come in the club with a tripod.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, it came in clutch. But I did save him because he dropped that tripod when we first met each other.
True.
Looks
Looks
like
like
it's
it's
about.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear us good? I mean, are we? Is it far away? Let us know, please.
We probably could push it a little closer,
I
right?
got some questions. Iowa crypto mining. Sorry, this is a BTC question. With a lot of immersion and water cooling displays today, do you think that's what everyone is doing in 5 years?
Nope.
Who wants to take this one?
Nope. Nope.
I don't think.
I would say yes.
Well, let's see. I think as you start to see,
If I would do
Mining.
that in Manitoba, it freezes all over. So,
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
now I think as you start to see mining distribute more, I think it makes sense to have immersion, sound reduction, cooling, and areas like I have a mining farm. I could see immersion mining there as well. So
In highly populated areas, maybe.
Yeah,
Being
yeah.
able to do it there.
yeah, I mean some of the stuff we were seeing today was like game changing. Like you couldn't even have projected this shit 4 years ago.
No,
Yeah.
it's
You know what I mean? You never even thought about this.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
but when
an
you see it,
ASIC
you're like,
actually
that makes
today
sense.
that actually was blowing out cooling. It was actually like working like an AC. It was pretty cool.
Somebody said the big unit out there was cold as shit in there. Was it you?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was.
freezing.
It was
Yeah,
freezing in that
yeah.
thing.
The six megawatt immersion tank,
Oh, yeah.
1100 ASICs,
It'll
bro.
get you.
Yeah.
60-foot
The chillers
container.
on top?
Yeah, those were the chillers on
Yeah.
top.
1100, like.
You saw the
1100.
power hookups
Yeah.
on the side
On
of
the
the
side of
thing?
it,
6
they're
megawatt.
like,
They're like
it's
this
monster.
big on both sides.
And it
They're
has,
like
it was the
6
cooling.
Did you see the transformer that's right
Oh,
next
excuse
to
me,
it?
my bad.
That was insane,
So-
right?
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
got
on the front side
That
of
was
it.
One guy said
Yeah.
400, one watt, the other guy said 500.
But it was
How many
it was what was the cooling factor? It was like 100 tons
A lot.
on the roof. A 60-foot container was like 100 tons of cooling,
Yeah.
something like that, to run through the piping system.
Right, and they had
How many does it hold?
like triple redone it.
What's happening here? We're still trying to figure
Yeah,
it
we're
out.
still trying to
There's
figure it out.
cigars, bourbon,
bad
beers,
attitudes.
and bad attitudes. Yeah.
Right, baby.
Hawk,
Yeah, that's what it
Yes.
said.
how many does that 40-foot that container with the chiller on top hold?
60 foot. I think it's 60 foot and 1100
1100?
machines. 1100 machines at single phase. 800 machines
You're our
at
guy,
3
so
phase.
if you want to say that.
Which it would be single phase. It'd be step down single phase. So single phase number would be correct. 1100.
What's the price tag?
But look,
Anybody says that, anybody talking
But
about
King,
price?
what was the price tag on the container? I have it on the interview.
Well, we got a question here from Sox Fan 96. Who's taller, Hawk or Endless Mining?
Oh,
Stand
endless.
up.
Endless.
Endless all day.
Walker endless.
I put it to you this way: if I was putting together a basketball team, Endless would be there.
Go. Endless is tall.
It's the hat.
Oh wow. It's the hat.
Somebody, there you go. Somebody get him a gun. Dude, you're taller.
Hell yeah!
I'll give you a fucking hat. I don't care.
Any more questions?
He's like the guy on the gun.
Ask
Give him a
up, ask
scarf
up.
right here.
Look though, I got to try for immersion though. With immersion, I think in the beer you're able to mine more efficiently, less power consumption. In the bull, you can crank it up more and get more hash, especially with old coin mining. Mining prices are going up. Equipment's hard to get. I mean, if you can like 1.3, 1.4x your mining power, you can do that with immersion. So I think in both scenarios, I like immersion.
I'm all about scale. I want more miners. You know, I guess.
So,
Okay.
Chillers on the way in.
there it goes.
Somebody says we want a dance off. Not gonna happen.
No, yeah, no.
Not gonna happen.
So,
It'd be
not
yet.
Something that was interesting was a lot of people had conversations about was Locotech. This project's been getting a lot of scrutiny on the crypto space because of the claim that he's making. I, after the interview, have more faith that Locotech's going to deliver, 100%.
Well, give me a background because I don't even know what the fuck.
Well,
Locotech
okay,
is.
so Locotech, the guy that owns Locotech, he has a prototype idea for the Litecoin miner. It's a 3080 stripped down with ASIC chips on it, and it can get 2 gigahash on the script algorithm at 170 watts.
That's what's up. Yeah.
Wait, what was the?
And you think it's
2
possible?
gigahash. I think it's possible because I was looking. He explained it in the video that I shot today.
Oh my God,
And
He's right here.
he sold me on it. He sold me on it. He's like, it's coming. It's in development. So he didn't give me all the BS. He said it's in development.
Working on it for a long
So we
time.
just got a $70 super chat from Jeff K. FK.
And a
Right
$50
Why?
and a $50 chat by Mr. Dan Keller. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're putting on the screen.
Hell yeah.
What's your handle, man?
Memory chips
For
on
what?
boards and cards that aren't
Mining code.
just got the
It's so crazy, like how we're like all together and just such great.
2 gigabyte.
Good
chips,
vibes.
full size,
Yeah.
all the way
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
What really impressed me today was like watching everybody come over to the Flux booth and like actually explaining our project without us even having to say shit. Like they were just showing, bringing people in and showing them around. It's just like the community is really just a solid community.
Absolutely, sure.
1 gig chips.
It really is. And,
2 gig and double backing on them.
the nicest thing, and every YouTuber here will attest, and it happens to just about everybody, was when somebody comes up to you and says, hey, you're Hog, or hey, you're GPU Risers, or hey, you're Geek of all trades. I watch your stuff and I like it. For me, all that frustrating shit, staying up 5 hours trying to edit a video, made it worth it today.
It was so cool.
I'm being honest, like, I was like, I want to go home and record 7 videos in a row. Like, that's the motivation it gave me today.
And you don't get that. You don't get that. at home.
You don't get that.
You upload videos and you have live streams and you get in the chat. Like we'll text each other and we'll talk on the phone and stuff. It's not the same. Like just sitting here walking around and somebody comes up and they're like, "What's that shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you. I am. You know me? I don't know you, but you know me?
It's reassuring that you're doing something right. You know what I mean? And it's not, you know, it's just, it's nice. It's nice every now and then a little admiration.
I did have one person that came up to me and said I never responded by email. Like, you started like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So as you guys know, I was
You
wearing
don't
the
know me,
Oppenheimer
but I know you.
shirt.
You're the guy with the hat.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We got
We got-
Chuck Danger says, ad hoc, crypto mining co Locotech had a product that never came to fruition a few years ago.
Never done it.
All they did was take pre-order money.
No.
Pretty skeptical.
Careful.
On the hash blade. So, okay, so he didn't display the hash blade.
That's live.
Yeah.
You're in it now, bro. What's up?
He,
There you are.
yeah, there you go.
Hey, I'm just gonna.
He didn't display the hash blade. He was displaying the.
No, there was a miner that.
It was a USB miner.
No,
equivalent, right?
He's talking about 2 years ago. Harmony Chain, which was the parent company of Locotech,
Okay.
tried to come out with an ASIC, but they didn't take consumer money. They had a couple of investors that invested money in it. I talked to Ben about this a while back.
Right.
Oh,
They had investors that invested in it.
That
It didn't. The miner didn't come to
Alright, so
fruition.
where you
The
wanna do
investors
it?
understood why.
Like
And the
that.
money rolled into Locotech.
Okay.
So
red band
red.
here.
Uh-oh.
And then bring it through out and you're just gonna draw it in, but do not inhale. Ready?
Well, you know, Red Panda Mining. Oh, so by the way, Panda, I wore your shirt today.
He did.
And DJ is my witness. Somebody actually came up and said, "Are you Red Panda Mining?"
Oh my God.
I said multiple times. I said he only wishes that I.
I said, does somebody owe Red Panda Mining money? Because that's kind of the question, right?
Yeah, I was. So I didn't wear the shirt on the video at Panda's request. I put it towards the end of the day, but it had the Red Panda Collection Squad on the back. Panda, payments are incoming. I spoke to a few people, bro.
Mike's got the thing.
Oh, well, we got
Yes,
Little
It's just
Stash.
cash.
We got one from Little Stash. It says, I have a mining question. Is it possible to implement biotech into my body to convert kinetic energy into Bitcoin hashing power?
Absolutely.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
And the fact that
One
Bill
hash
said
an
that
hour.
first,
Yep.
I believe it.
Wait, everyone's not already doing this?
With
Yeah.
a squid too.
Yes, cyborg.
Imagine.
I wouldn't doubt
Hit
that.
up Elon Musk.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think that's.
What do
the
you
whole-
guys? I got a question for all you guys. 'Cause, have you seen this Worldcoin shit? like the biometric.
Oh
orbs.
yeah,
So-
Worldcoin. I saw your tweet about that earlier.
Yeah, this is bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
they're basically they have these orbs that they've deployed in all the different cities. Matter of
Oh,
fact,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
one in
OpenAI.
Miami.
OpenAI.
And no, this is it's called
Okay,
Worldcoin.
I see lines of people going up to scan their eyes.
Yeah. So basically, everybody's given their retina scans up to this
Right
day
there.
for a shit coin.
Would you call them on Twitter morons?
Morons. Fucking morons. But like seriously, people are doing this shit. Like that. To me, that feels like the beginning of a bull market. You know what I mean? Like the stupidity's starting to come in here. You know what I mean?
They're gonna start selling that almost like social security numbers. And
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean that's crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
now you start selling your personal stuff for crypto.
Red Panda said
It's free to the
Worldcoin
product.
banned.
Worldcoin, it started with, projects like Demo that are getting your information from your car and all that other stuff.
Don't
Now it's
point
gonna
at me,
move into your
I
personal life.
No, so
We like Demo, I'm not saying Demo.
insurance company wants information from your car from your ALDO port to
Yeah.
lower your insurance.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
you do crypto.
I saw your Can't allow that.
So
No, I'll pay the extra $20
I'll pay
more.
the- that's
Hey, New England Crypto. What's up, buddy?
my ALDO
What's
port
up, bro?
don't even work in my truck.
Ricky Spanish goes, yeah, I need opinions about Worldcoin.
Ricky
It's such a
Spanish.
joke.
Where's
Don't
that
do
from?
it.
And it
Ricky
goes,
Spanish.
good group of good-looking people.
Sorry, dude.
I'll take that.
Yeah, we are good-looking people. I'll tell you that right now. It doesn't get better than this.
They're
here for
you, bud.
That's right. They're here for DJ Mines 22 right now.
Somebody
What
said.
you guys say?
Somebody
DJ?
said.
On the shirt.
Somebody
You guys
said.
say? Right there.
DJ's quiet. Is he tired?
Yeah.
I'm not tired
He
at
needs
all.
a nap.
Man. You gonna hype it up? You gonna hype it up? What's going on?
Look at
That's
the board.
right.
Look at the board. He's up there.
Me? Quiet? I'm respectful. Unlike you. Because your parents didn't give you training doesn't mean I don't have training.
22!
Cheers.
Cheers.
It says, sure, give them your fingerprints, your retina scan, and all your other KYC info. And you have to trust they won't steal your identity. Sorry, just not for me.
So
I think you've got to
You gotta
have
have an
a
identity
serious.
worth stealing.
You've got to have a mental disorder to be doing this shit. Like seriously.
So,
50 right
Iowa Crypto Mining says, question for the group, go around the table and everyone say one desk/company or project that you were impressed with and why. I think it's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you want to start?
Nope.
Nope? Okay.
Selfishly plugging. It was Flux. Flux and Proof of Use Work was there today, and I was amazed to see. Where's Alex at? Alex was there. Davey was there. Yeah, he's in there working on Proof of Use Work right now, so we can play with the AI here at the house. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good projects there, honestly. One thing that I found that was really cool was the fact that we were like the only GPU mineable product there. I mean, we were in the lion's den, literally in the lion's den. Maxis all around.
I will say this, aside from the obvious. I will say this, is that I'm going to say jingle mining. Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out. Because everybody knows the drama that I had with jingle mining with a recent employee that's no longer working there. And they actually approached me and said, hey, we want to make this right. What can we do? Let's work together. And the minute I walked up to the booth. So, hands down, business practice and projects companies that I'm impressed with, Jingle Mining and Jazz Miner did the right thing. They moved up 5 notches in my book.
All right, good.
That's how I'm with that.
DJ.
Bitcoin Museum. I'm sorry, Bitcoin Mining Museum. Incredible.
Yes.
I got to see 2 of the first ever created ASICs. Then he showed me, was it Bitcoin Dad? I think that's his name.
Yep.
He showed me actually before the official, there was only 300 ever made of the first 2 ASICs came out. He had a different chip. This guy from Harvard apparently scammed everybody. That part sucks, right? But
Lay that out.
yeah. He actually was he was one of the first, that's what he told me from the museum, one of the first people that created a chip, but he didn't put it out to market before the other 2. So I thought that was really interesting. He actually has one. It's kind of like with Ford, right? Like everybody thinks of Ford being the first one, right? But it wasn't the first one to make the car. So mind blown. It was really cool.
Cool.
What you got?
Actually, the same one that you did. Coin Dad, I like the guy. I actually interviewed him, and he almost won $500, but he couldn't win the $500 because he didn't get the last question. But he was super cool, and I also checked it out. actually also on Bitcoin 2023. I checked out his museum. It's amazing. He has everything. It's literally, I think, 80 plus types of miners and some of the OG miners, and that's so cool. I like that a lot.
The first ones, man, is pretty
Yeah.
really cool to see that.
What do you got? Just rolling off the Bitcoin mining museum, we're trying to start a Dana mining museum for the Dana Mining Club. So I know we're a little younger, so less ASICs to collect. So if you got some old equipment, get in contact with us. But I got to give a huge shout out to Dan, the whole Flux team built. Awesome booth, amazing art, just the banners, the marketing, all flowed really well, but looked very professional, very clean. I think you guys did a great job today.
Thank you.
And I'm really looking forward to
Round of
Cypher.
applause.
Yes. Cypherpunk. Hell yeah. Bill, what'd you say?
You better be there.
Look, I'm Bill. I'm with Flux. These are my bosses.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah.
Loosely, of sorts.
Bill's my bodyguard.
Yeah.
I being behind the scenes kind of guy and seeing how everyone works, and it takes a lot of hard work to put something like this together. So I'm for anyone that was behind the scenes, putting everything together, bringing everything to put in front of people. So everyone that was there deserves some credit, because there's someone that with each one of those companies that had to do actual physical labor and had to bring everything forward to the people, so everyone can get their message across.
Yep.
And hands down, that's who deserves the credit.
Amen, brother.
Nice.
Yeah.
Jeff, before you start, you have a question from Second TL. He wants to know if you brought your brick. Is that an inside?
Did you bring the brick?
What kind of brick?
We throw bricks at each other. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
He did.
Yeah.
He did bring the brick.
Yeah, the brick's here.
So what do you think, Jeff King?
Honestly, I didn't even have time to go away from the booth.
Yeah, you didn't really migrate much.
If you weren't there and you didn't, I'm sorry to cut you off. If you didn't get to see the Flux booth, it was popping off. Every
was.
time I
Oh,
came
yeah.
around, I was
Yeah, it
filming,
was-
streaming, trying to move around. It's like, it was great to see lots of people packed.
Yeah. I didn't even eat lunch today.
Yeah.
Like,
You
literally,
living
I
off-
was like, I looked down, it
pastries.
was 4 o'clock. I was like, what the hell?
Were you living off pastries all day?
Pastries, yeah.
Pastries.
Everyone's trying to pull one out.
They're
Dan's eating pastries left and right. He's like, I got nothing to eat, bro. I'm starving over here.
If I'm impressed with something, it's actually my kid. He's been, I don't know if you guys saw, but the Minecraft server, which is live by the way, and if you want to play on it, I'll give you guys the link after the stream.
Yeah.
But he's been 2 days straight. He's built an entire town, a castle. He built you a castle.
I have a castle in Minecraft. I don't even know what the hell Minecraft is.
It's
It's
He
awesome.
had like his own disco club thing going. I had a shack, but that's a different story. But yeah, he built an entire world. Fully persistent. It's been running for days now. So if you guys want to try it out, I'll share the link later on.
Yeah, just don't destroy my castle,
And it runs on
please.
Flux.
It
Yeah, it runs on
everything
runs on Flux.
It runs on
Yeah.
Flux.
People were playing it at the movie. It's quite funny to watch. Yeah.
That is cool.
That's off.
And
to
you
him.
got
He doesn't
another-
see it, but I'll let him know that.
We got another game going on.
Oh, me?
Oh,
Right?
Quake. Yeah.
Quake.
Yeah, we're beating the shit out of
Real
each
old
other at
school.
Quake. Yeah, it's fun.
Red Panda says Flux carrying the GPU mining community at Disrupt. Hell yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, going around the booths, definitely Flux, seeing those GPUs as an original at-home GPU miner, that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
Standing against the grain. You guys put up an awesome booth. I thought Kaboom Racks did a great job with their booth,
Yes, they
their
did.
presentation. They're awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of these conferences, you find a lot of people doing the same things. So as far as innovation, without self-plugging, I would really call out Ace Miners. They're doing some really good things. They're helping lots of people mine from home through like NFT mining projects. So I was really impressed with what Ace Miners is doing, helping people mine just all kinds of different projects. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Kind of have a lot to say, honestly.
What was your favorite one?
There's no favorite, because basically, this is how my take on this right now is. I want to thank the community. I want to thank all the YouTubers. I want to thank Flux, because basically without everyone that I just mentioned, I wouldn't be here right now. And it's just surreal to be with a bunch of great people, face to face. We've been DMing. We just, we talk online. We're here right now, and I wouldn't be here without every one of you guys. And I personally, I work it took me close to a month to facilitate these wires to make sure that we came out and would work.
Hand to
and
God,
everything else.
hand to
They're
God.
so sick.
We got more compliments on those custom wires than we did the Octominer. Swear to God. Because people would look at the Octominer like, wow, this is pretty. look at those wires, you know. And and people are miners. You know, you don't wax a quarter panel on a car. You wax the whole car. So when something's finished like that and you see it, that fit and finish, that's what makes a difference. So that was awesome.
I'm just
You did a
grateful
good job.
for like the whole community and everything like that. And basically, without you guys, I wouldn't be here right now having the best time of my life right now. So it's just that's my take on it.
Are we all gonna hug?
I gotta check out these wires now, man.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
We will be getting some.
Let the
them by
record
hand,
reflect the
bro.
Mining King has the first invoice for the Flux wires.
Woo! King,
That's awesome.
What was your project, man?
You know, I learned a lot. This is my first conference I've ever been to.
Really?
First conference ever. I've never done anything like that. So to me I mean, look, I love that Flux was supporting us GPU miners, right? Because there was nobody there to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were repping it strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys were repping it strong, and you know, seeing Dan on stage like that, giving a speech, it was inspiring, man. This is
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
seeing all the other companies do what they do. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they can see you. They can see you.
You can't see me? Okay, yeah, I'm nobody. Here you go. What's up? All right. No, seeing Flux and seeing everything kind of come to fruition here, you know what I mean? Like everything that everybody's been talking about in Discord and streams and stuff like that, and seeing it live was impressive. It's definitely look forward to the future.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Scott!
Yo!
Oh, you take my place with the
On the
Katia.
spot.
What was the question again?
What was your favorite? What was your favorite booth? What was your
Oh,
favorite
I mean-
project?
Flux.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, for the past, I'd say, good couple months, we've been just working our asses off, not only on the booth, but proof of use of work and the whole team, and, you know, just to be able to bring the product, to bring it to life for everyone, is just to see all the hard work that's been going on and to do it with everyone that we know.
Hand
It's
to,
awesome.
hand to God, Scott can vouch for this as well. So can Jeremy. At 3:45, they were still working on proof of use of work to get it ready for today.
Wow. That's awesome.
I believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
And,
it's
I mean,
just
they were.
working
I
till
literally
wire.
had to come down from upstairs because I kept checking my phone to see whether or not they were sleeping yet. Like, look, guys, if you can't get it tonight, we'll figure it out. You know, let's just go to bed.
Yeah.
I heard them come up a half hour later. They were pumped. They were ready to go. So.
Yeah.
Also
I
gotta
mean, but
give
you
a
bring up a
shout out
good
to
point
Hawk.
though. It's like, who went to bed before 3 a.m. yesterday?
Yeah.
Anybody?
I went to bed at 10, dude. 10. Old.
He had a speech. He had a speech.
Yeah, I was nervous, dude. I didn't see him shit last night.
I just have to record people for the record, so it's pretty easy.
Yo, real quick, we've been
we
working
all
really
have
hard
a
on
lot of
this,
attitude.
and the last couple months, I've been sending packages
Right
and
there.
stuff to Hawk, and he's just been, we've been filling up his house with stuff, and he's been driving back and forth, and
He's been busting his ass,
you've
man.
really made
Appreciate
a
it.
lot of
Thank
things easier, especially on my end and Bill's end and everyone. So like, yo, man.
We saw Monday because me and Scott spent 18 hours in
And I swear to God, this is a
driving
this is
all
a
the
true
materials
story.
around.
The one of the power supplies didn't come in for the Octomine. So Hawk called me on the phone yesterday. He's like, all right, tear it apart. Tell me what's in there. So we told him, and he says, okay, well, we can get one of those, but I'm gonna have to drive 7 hours to do it. And I'm like, dude, you're not driving 7 hours to go do this. But he would have done it, and that's like any one of the people here would have done the same thing for us, and that's the amazing part of all of this.
Great community here.
I could try to make it in 5.
Of course, Flux, you guys are representing the GPU mining community. It's been a project that's been GPU mining for a while. So I have to, of course, say Flux, of course. But what I really did enjoy was seeing some of these keynotes and seeing American companies get into the ASIC game.
Yeah.
I really think with everything going on politically in the world, might have some conflict with China. And from a drop of a hat, these ASIC miners could jump 50%. So
Yeah.
seeing the
We
United
need that.
States get involved with this
Good call.
is it's very
Very
nice
good
seeing that
Absolutely.
VCs and private equity is going into this. So I think that's going to be a good thing. It might not be great starting off, kind of like
Yeah.
the Intel GPUs and everything like that, but 5 years from now, I think the United States will be leading in ASIC manufacturing.
Man, we need that competition to drive innovation.
Anything that's worth
Yeah.
it is hard to start.
Exactly.
Slide over a little bit, no, it's not in frame, want to get in frame. There you go, so, all right. What about you, Mr. Geek of all trades?
There was more than Flux there?
Yeah. I don't know what that was, but yeah.
Yeah,
Everywhere I turned,
that's about
there
all
was
I
a
saw.
Flux sticker.
Right, yeah, there's Flux
Oh.
stickers everywhere and shirts and hats and That's all everybody was talking about, and yeah, I mean it was a huge crowd around the booth, and the booth looked amazing.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It was
was
one of the
amazing.
only ones
You-
that
you
was
guys
lit
blew
up and
that
like glowing,
booth
like
up.
at the beginning when the lights were still off and they were doing all the whatever entry level like keynotes and speaking and stuff. It just like it was like this like haze coming from the other room.
Yep.
You would like walk in. It was a really great presentation for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I thought I was the only one that noticed that because I walked in and I had my sunglasses when I came around the corner and I'm looking. It's like, what the fuck's the lights off? So and all you could see was this little glow at the end of the row, and I was like, oh hell yeah, that's us!
It looked like a screen almost.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Obvious.
All right.
Finally.
You're not going to
Here
be
we
in frame.
go.
Go right there and answer the question, or come in frame. Yeah, right over here.
Hollywood.
So the question that we've all answered was.
The one, if you were to pick one project, booth, company at Disrupt
Okay.
that you liked and why. I mean, we'll like pick. What would you say? I butchered it.
I'm not gonna say Flux, because that would be biased.
Okay.
We all said Flux.
We all did.
Everybody gets into it.
So you better say
I
that.
butchered the question. Sorry.
Something interesting, something fun, something
What
new.
project
So
did
I
you
thought
like?
it was cool to see the Loco Tech actually exist.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
DJ and I talked about the fact that it would have been better if they actually had a mining.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard part, but to physically see it and talk with Ben from Locotech was really cool. Looking at the hardware, finding out it's going through engineering or validation for engineering,
Right.
because of they actually did that because of all the scrutiny they were under.
Right.
So it's getting validated by a third party now, which is a really cool avenue to go. I don't think they'll hit Q4. They said they were going to aim for Q4. I doubt they'll hit Q4 if that literally is the unit. But anyways, yeah, I thought that was really cool.
They weren't
So
hiding,
Q4
right? They were there. They were. Sorry, Dan.
They were
No,
there.
you're
They
good.
had the hardware there. You'll see it tomorrow morning in my video, all the hardware and everything like that. It exists. I held it, everything like that. Yeah.
So Q4 for production?
Yes, correct. And distribution. They were actually going to ship the first 50 units to a handful of different YouTubers to help validate the project,
Yeah, I'm
which will be cool.
You were-
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it comes to light. But it'll be good. It'll be good for like this the script side of things with Litecoin and Dogecoin and efficiency. It's 145 watts. You know, plugged in via USB to your computer, and you can power it through your PC. It's really meant for a desktop computer, just to like your desktop PC at home. Put it on top, plug it in. You can either do the 6-pin or you can do an AC like converter type of deal, and just run. And they even had the developer, guys named Ruben there today, who developed the application side that'll run on your Windows PC. So you can just run it.
So a lot of people had questions. We talked about it before you came out. The Hashblade.
Yeah.
We asked them about that.
Hashblade is going to be released at the exact same time, he said, as the USB mic.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. That's all the questions everybody.
Don't need to watch my video tomorrow. You're good.
Yeah.
Bacon, eggs, and hash said Dan's an old man. Yes. Yes, I am.
You got him.
Oh.
So Ricky Spanish has a question. He says, in your guys' opinion, AMD or NVIDIA GPUs for proof of use for work?
Well, I can
NVIDIA.
Well, I mean,
I can tell you, right now the way that it's designed, our first iteration will be all NVIDIA. But I can tell you right now, in the proof of use work console, AMD is listed. So the goal is with proof of use work is a little bit different because we're not necessarily looking at the individual cards' hashing power. We're looking at a clustered or grouped hash power. So there's strength in numbers. If you have those old, what are they, 580s or whatever the hell it was, AMD cards, if you have a bunch of them, you're going to function just as well as somebody that has 2 brand new cards or 3 brand new cards. So I've got my 1070 Ti's all primed and ready to roll. They'll absolutely be deployed. And really the goal of proof of use to work is to run till death. So we want to make sure that all this old hardware that's sitting on all of our, underneath our desk and everywhere else that we've mined with at some point in time comes back into the fray. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so AMD and NVIDIA are both, we definitely get a lot more help with NVIDIA, and we do have some En-ROADs to work with them if we need it. We haven't needed it up to this point. AMD, same scenario. They're very well aware of what we're doing, and I think you could see both of them being, there's no team green, team red anymore. It's just team proof of use of work. That's it.
We need functionality on the instinct cards.
Oh, we got more. So you got any more else?
Yeah, the M300.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bunch of them.
Dude,
I'll grab one. I'll grab one.
So Dan, we're launching our Cadena Mining Club Tech Lab. Should be opening in August. I'd be happy to help. It's all about innovation, testing things. If you need somebody to test something,
Absolutely.
I'd love to help with that. Yeah,
Got plenty of energy.
Plenty of energy. It's just a cool facility set up for testing and moving innovative solutions forward. So.
I have a question for everybody. Like, I would like everybody just to tell me, how did you find crypto?
I'm gonna bite it.
You want to start?
I'll start.
You'll start because you
So
told me to start.
yeah, it was funny because we were talking about this in there, and of all things, MySpace. Like MySpace, like literally MySpace. I was playing World of Warcraft, and I like to be the best of the best, so of course I'm going to buy WoW Gold.
So
I
you're
go online
playing
and
Horde
start-
then, right? You're
Huh?
playing Horde, right?
Alliance all the way.
Why am
baby.
I not surprised?
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
What class? Come on, can you guess what I'd be?
Paladin.
No.
Okay.
I'm a caster, buddy.
Oh,
mage all the way.
Mage was my first.
Arcane mage.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, I spent a shit ton of Bitcoin on shitty ass fake gold and WoW. But what it did teach me was Bitcoin. I fell down the rabbit hole, and then I started mining almost instantaneously. So that's how I got into it. And then I stayed in Bitcoin for a long time, mined Ethereum really early, got into Zcash at launch, and the rest is history. I've found, now the only thing I do is flux. So
That's it. Oh wow.
All set, Dave.
So there was a project. My first introduction into crypto was a project called Zombie League Shitcoin, and my buddy got me into it. So I'm like, oh, what's this crypto stuff? I always heard about Bitcoin. I always heard about all this other stuff. And then I got on YouTube, or excuse me, Google. Okay, and I literally Google passive ways to make money. First video that ever popped up was Seb Heslow. True story. And the first project he was talking, the video, it was Flux.
yeah.
Mother to God, I swear to God. And I started mining Flux in my garage. And my very first YouTube video, you'll see the miner. It's Flux. The algorithm was there, and that was the first coin I ever mined.
I didn't know that. That's awesome, man.
On my kid. It was the
Yeah.
first coin I ever mined.
That's
And then I
awesome.
went to Ethereum because no offense, it was more profitable.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
No, I'm just saying. Dan, how do you get that to?
Flip the lid.
No.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're good.
No one's yet
Alright.
worked this out.
Yeah, I had the same.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. Better in mine. What do you got?
It's crazy because someone was talking about Bitcoin and mining and everything else. So I forgot who was talking to me about it, and I was like, oh, let me check it out. And so I had a Mac. I think it was on a Mac at the time, and you could do like nice hash or something.
Yeah.
You could use the CPU and the GPU in there. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And like, this computer is gonna make me some money? No way. No bullshit. I loaded up, and I'm mining. So I'm trying to cash out. So I waited. I'm trying to cash out like 2 cents to see if I can validate this.
Yeah.
It was like basically you don't have the minimum one. I was like, okay, well, this seems legit in a way. And then I just basically just opened the rabbit hole, just went down the rabbit hole and just got some GPUs, started with some 1660s, then some 2060s, like, you know, supers and stuff like that. And I was like, wow. And then when you could pull it to the wallet, then like the whole goal was to cash it out, to see if it was something tangible in my brain, right, at the time. And I was like, holy shit, I'm telling my wife, I'm like, I got like $10 or whatever, $30 or whatever the case may be, and I'm like, this is something to talk about. And then that's when I got into the wires, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot of crap. Like, if I had an expensive card, and this is supposed to power this, and I was like, no way, I'm not gonna do it. So I started making individually sleeved cables by hand, and I started passing them out. Panda, Obvious Miner actually has handmade individually sleeved cable in red, right, Hobbies? The red
That's
one?
right. Screw you, Panda.
Yeah, Panda.
DJ Mines has cables too.
Yeah, who are you?
Everybody has cables.
I don't have any
I
damn
don't
cables.
I want to
have
see
some
these cables.
Oh, Jeff Key has individually sleeved cables in the useful work.
You're making a lot of enemies right now.
I don't get these cables.
And I will
I'm just
note
kidding
too
around.
that the cables will be, we are launching our proof of use of work store next week, and you'll be able to buy graphics cards, the Octo miners, swag, and cables. We're gonna have a nice little cable setup that he can
Nice.
fulfill in there as well. So
It's awesome, but that's how I got into it, and I never stopped. So that's my story. Is you know, it's great. And
I got my first
enjoying
cable
every day.
yesterday.
You're lucky to start.
Oh, I'm
That's
reading
right.
it.
That's how you really got it.
That's right.
So let me guess. Okay, Dana.
Yeah, no.
I'm just kidding. I'm breaking ball.
Makes sense. No, but similar to Dan, you know, I was 2013, 2014 maybe, I was playing RuneScape. And yeah, same thing. RuneScape Gold was, I mean, yeah, it was all, you had the Chinese gold resellers,
that's
and
how I found it,
they only took Bitcoin, and looking back, I was like, if only I knew, right? Because I just took the cash at the time. But you know, going through high school and then through college, I was interested in crypto, Bitcoin, doing some trading here and there. I remember when I was a junior, I had to sell a whole Bitcoin to pay a security deposit for an apartment.
oh my God,
That
dude,
was like-
that's the world's most expensive
I
apartment
know.
now.
Yeah.
So you can't be any different from the guy that paid $500 on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's more bad.
I know, it was for 2 pizzas.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 pizzas.
Well, at least you got 2 pieces.
Yeah.
I got somewhere to live for 30 days.
The bitch of it was one of them was
Did you win on
named
it?
Pineapple,
You won, right?
which is messed
Did I
up.
win on
30
it?
grand down, yeah.
The Hawaiian pizzas.
Yeah.
No. Oh.
Well, getting an
Oh,
apartment.
shit.
though.
Yeah, but you got something
You-
from it.
No, I got
Same
something.
here.
Yeah, I wasn't homeless. That's great.
Yeah,
So,
so
Yeah.
2 pizzas. I
Yeah,
can leave it
fair
on. You
You
know?
know,
Yeah.
that's
Sell
something that
anything to not sleep.
people have to realize as well, because you hear a lot of these stories. You know, I paid 50,000 flux for a fucking meme one time. True story.
yeah.
So you know, but you have to take those opportunities to put something in your pocket to keep you going, right? It's awesome to squirrel it away, you know, hodl the whole 9 yards, but you also have to take some profit along the way as well. Because you hate to see all these folks that, you know, we learned it because we've been in it forever, but if somebody new is listening, set your ratchet points, take your profits, you know, when the number goes, don't chase green candles, and take your time, because you're going to lose more than you're going to win. But when you win, you're going to fucking win big. So you got to remember that.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is, for the little people, you know, it's a means to an end.
Timmy.
Yeah.
Right.
Timmy.
Timmy.
Yeah.
Timmy's.
Timmy's out there.
How'd you get into crypto?
So,
Bill?
you know, I'm a blue collar guy. I swing hammers for a living. I don't care what
Okay.
it is, I'll build it. It's always been crypto's a sham. It's a scam, you know.
Right.
And I saw my buddy in LA. He was getting paid in Bitcoin to do drywall.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
He sold it when it hit $400.
Oh,
Oh,
I would have too, though.
Everybody's like, yay!
Yeah.
He bought
That was
3
nothing down there.
houses,
Yeah.
but I blew it off. And I got in trouble because I spent half my income tax on some GPUs to buy flux because of this guy.
What?
And with
It
that,
all goes back to you.
So, funny story there. I was inside just a few minutes ago talking with Alex from the Flux team, one of the head developer, I guess, right? Dan, lead developer for Proof Useful Work. And he was telling me, before he even got into Flux's team, and I was kind of humbled by it a little bit, he said my first video of watching Introduced to Flux was on my channel. And I was like, damn, I better tell Dan that, you know?
You guys,
Come on now.
honestly,
That's a linchpin moment.
I know, it's like, wow. it's
all
like,
you guys
he's
don't
building.
realize the impact that you've made on people's lives, because without good YouTubers, and I'm talking good YouTubers, there's ones out there that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. You know who they are, right? But you give them the urge and desire to do something greater, to participate in something greater, and to do research and educate themselves. Without that influence, and good influence, like actually showing them what to do and how to do it, you know, like I just gave a buffer about, you're going to get wrecked, then you're going to learn, and you're going to get wrecked again, and then you're going to learn, and when you win, you're going to win big.
Sure.
But yeah, and I mean, I love your content. I love everybody's content. I spend way too much time watching that shit, I can tell you that.
Join all of us, right?
Yep.
how'd you get into crypto?
So I teased crypto about 5 years ago, maybe a little bit more, on a platform. I can't remember the name of it. A bunch of people know of it. It was a platform where you could it was a Windows platform, came across it, so I bought like 20 HP computers. And I had them running in my basement and installed it on there. And
Minergate?
yes!
Oh,
And I
Minergate.
ran MinerGate, man.
Is that even still a thing? I mean,
You try to go to the
around.
website, it barely loads.
Yeah.
So MinerGate, for those of you guys not familiar, it was like before it was a platform where you install on Windows and you hit play, kind of like NiceHash type
Yeah,
deal.
yeah.
And then you go to MinerGate's website, and what it would do is very similar to some of the platforms now. It would look to see like what's your hardware, CPU and GPU, and it would mine something that was most profitable, which is great. It would handle everything, overclocks everything. And it was doing stuff like, looking back now, I didn't know what any of that stuff was, but looking back now, it was like Dash, Ethereum, Digibyte,
Like,
all that
shit,
stuff,
yeah.
XMR, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, and then I did it for like 6 months and was like, this is not worth anything. I'm out. Sold all the HP computers, like $75 each, let it sit. That was where it went. Jump ahead then, like a few years later, I started to get into it and I visited that wallet. It took me months to get stuff off of there because their platform would crash all
Oh,
the
it's
time.
dog shit. It
But
was
it had-
absolute dog shit.
I had Ethereum on there, Ethereum
Yeah.
Classic, it was awesome. So that's how I got in, was like, I think I saw a YouTube video, no clue. I don't think anyone in this community had done a video on it, on that MinerGate program, so it was crazy.
Awesome, I didn't even know that was existed.
It was.
I don't
it
even
was-
know if it still exists, but,
Yeah.
but
So many things.
that was a gateway for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
'Cause
years ago.
I got banned by the admin at my work because I had it on my computer. It was right. They called me up and like, hey, and I'm the CIO too, so you know, what are you gonna do?
Now your firewalls are kind of, you can check that box that says like crypto mining or cryptocurrency, click, ban.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sir?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it really comes down to family. And if you have kids like I do, I have 7. Sometimes you to learn and keep up. Yeah, we talked about this.
I got heart palpitations. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got one now, but I don't sleep.
But one thing about kids, they keep you relevant, and you got to listen to your kids. And my son Caleb, my oldest son, he wanted an Xbox. They were all sold out. It was 2020 shortages. Couldn't get him an Xbox. So we said, okay, he had this idea of building a gaming computer. Never did that. Figured it out. Got all my parts. Okay, RAM, memory, CPU, no problem. They're like, why the fuck can I can't get a GPU? And why are they like $3,000? And he told me, yeah. He's like, Dad, like people are mining crypto with these GPUs. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, yeah, you can get a 3080, make $10 a day. I'm like, you're kidding me. So, eventually I think we got some kind of, whatever we got for his computer. I think, I drove about a 6-mile round trip, picked up a 3080 pre-built, plugged it in. I didn't even have a monitor in the house. I just hooked it up to our family TV and hooked up NiceHash. I said, I don't think it's working. This is not going to work. And it's like, oh shit, a penny.
Yeah.
We got a penny of Bitcoin. And the whole family was around. We couldn't believe it.
Listen,
it was the greatest moment.
A lot of people started on NiceHash, man. A lot of people started on NiceHash.
I started on, yeah.
And NiceHash, let me tell you something. They had hiccups a while ago, and I know they got scrutinized for that, but I think they've made a comeback with the support that they give in this community. I got to give them props. DJ, intro into crypto.
Oh yeah, so I've been trading stocks at that time. This is like 2016, 2017. Started trading stocks like 2010. Saw some money, I like my money. And so I hooked up my 960, GTX 960.
Oh, nice.
And it was on NiceHash. It was making, I think, 12 cents or 16 cents. I let it run for 2 weeks. I was like, this ain't worth my time. Gave up on it. Got back in towards the end of 2020, 21. Dumb decision. Just mine. Just stick with it. Because that 12, 15 cents over time would have been worth a lot of money these days. So stick with it. Whatever your mind, stick with it.
All right, well,
Well said, DJ.
I got started in around 2016. Ran a small business on a small website called Silk Road. No, I'm kidding.
That a boy, Blue.
No, it was,
Did it how you live.
You got this. I wasn't expecting that.
But I was
Don't let it fool you.
Yeah, it was 2016, and I was taking an exam in law school, and I was doing everything but studying. And I read an article, I think, on Market Watch, and it said that people are making money on GPUs. And I started looking at the numbers. I'm like, wait, these graphics cards are my gaming computer. Like I could make money from this. So I sent the article to my close friend, and he's kind of into computers too. And I had to turn my phone off, take the exam. It got out, and it was like pages of text.
Right.
And he's like, I'm coming over tonight. And it was like 10:30 at night. I'm like, all right, come over. We planned everything out. Next day, we had everything ordered on Amazon. Our first rig was 1063 gigabytes. running on Ethereum, and
They'll
we had to
never
build
die.
the cases, and then
They'll never
eventually
die.
we zip tied them up and everything like that. But that was my intro.
So wait, so where now? Everybody knows you're the owner of GPU Risers, largest GPU accessory company probably in the world for mining. No bullshit. Where did GPU Risers come out of that?
When I want to say around 2019, I was watching Panda in 2018. Started watching this.
Who?
He was going through. It's a small YouTuber.
Yeah, I thought so.
Called Red Panda Mining. I was watching him, and I could relate so well to Red Panda because he had this tent in his condo, and it was like everything that we were doing in our apartment was like extension cords everywhere. The only thing that could run the S9 was the dryer, so I couldn't even dry clothes. It was crazy.
Man, dude, 2 years ago, my girlfriend and I, we were using all the power, man. We had to turn the miners off if we wanted to, cook food or wash our clothes. If we wanted to blow dryer, we had to turn miners off.
I'm your partner in business now, and I still don't know how you started GPU Risers.
Well, how I started it is when I moved everything down, I moved from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale, and I probably had around 45, 50 cards in 2018. And all the risers were shit. It was constant issues, and it wasn't just one would go bad and drop off because the software wasn't there yet. It would just crash the whole rig, and it was crazy. So I was like, I just want like 50 risers of the best quality possible. So I started talking to these people in China, trying to find the best ones. Of course, all the distributors are in China for risers, a lot of these electronics.
Anybody need a beer?
Yeah, I'll take one, Dan.
What do you need? Anything?
Whatever you got.
Not very much.
So I ordered a lot of these, but then they had a minimum order quantity of I think like 500 if you wanted specific stuff. I was like, I definitely don't need 500. So, but I was like, but these are going to go bad, right? These go bad every week. So I was like, I'll use them through. And so I had a whole bunch of them, and I was watching Panda, and I just sent him an email one day, and I was like, hey, I got this horrible website. And it was my first WordPress experience going into it. And I had all these extra risers, so I was like, I'll just put a sticker on this white corrugated box, and I'll send it to him. And he started putting them on YouTube videos and showing them. And people started just coming in because I think they had the same problems with these cheap ones from Amazon constantly replacing it.
Yeah.
And I found out people would pay about 30% more for better quality risers that don't crash. And then I slowly got into, enough minimum order quantity where I could choose the capacitors on them, whatever 60 next slot I wanted, so you're not breaking your nail on those little things. And silk screening the website was the first one. It's another funny story. They screwed up the first batch, but gpuriser.com, not risers.
Right.
So I had to quickly buy that domain and forward it to gprisers.com. And but eventually the quality got higher and higher and higher, where I could meet those minimum order quantities that full PCB, boards ran and everything like that. So that's why I started with GPU risers.
So it started with just needing better risers and having a boatload extra.
That's usually how
That's
what
exactly
do I do?
Yeah, no one else can do it.
Right,
You gotta
they
get
come
it
with a
yourself.
solution to a problem.
Exactly.
And he found a solution to a problem. And Sadie sometimes in the chat says, switched all my farm to GPU risers, 0 failure since.
Yeah,
thank you.
I use GPU when I use GPU risers too. In fact, I think Red Panda Mining. That's where I
It's
learned.
everywhere.
That's where I learned to build a rig. I built my first 3080 rig. I got GPU risers, and they worked awesome.
You know what the best marketing avenue for you was the orange boxes.
Yeah. Thank you.
100%.
Because a lot of people were like, I don't know if
They
you
stuck
want
out
to
in every video.
Best marketing avenue ever. Panda had, and I give Panda props, alright? Love and hate him. He had the orange boxes, like the wall of it, and it was like, oh, what's that orange box? And I remember getting it, and then I started to save them as I got them in, and then finally I was like, alright, I got way too many of these, I'm throwing them out. So I kept the empty boxes, and then just like, nope, get rid of them.
A lot of the colors were always like black or blue, and they blended in the background. And I'm like, what will like stand out in a video? And something like that cup, like Hawk's cup right there. That color, and orange, I love orange. It's my favorite color. So it just always attracted me. So I was hopeful that it would also attract other people.
Well, that's where I found you, and I showed you that too, right?
Yeah.
That's how I found you, and I was like, oh, okay, I want to use this, and then I want to use my wires, and then basically we connected, and basically it was just best friends after that. You know what I mean?
So look, man, this is really what I'm hearing here. This is all about community because
100%.
I think we all started out alone. We all made our mistakes, like Dan was alluding to, and
We go back around with mistakes. How much?
we go around.
You want to do that?
I saw that video.
But in terms of the YouTube community, ideas are shared, mistakes are made, learnings.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how me and Matthew got started. It's like, hey, we figured out real quick. when we looked at KD6s, $40,000 a piece, and Goldshell wouldn't even return our calls, we're like, we can't do this by ourselves.
Right,
And
yeah.
So I think it's, whether it's YouTube or for us, we formed Cadena Mining Club. It's all about like just bringing the community together and doing this together, shared ideas, and just moving our projects forward.
Much, it's nothing. I came from a career. And we'll move on to go in a second. I came from a career where it was supposed to be a brotherhood. Okay?
Yeah, right.
This is bigger brotherhood than I've
hell yeah.
ever been a part of.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
sentimental.
I love
I'm
you.
being
No,
honest.
for real, man. For real.
But
Truly, man, this space like crosses cultures, it crosses like
Yeah.
socioeconomic boundaries.
When you find the real
There's no
ones in
borders,
the
man.
community,
right.
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Bro, like
they're
I
gonna
was
be lifers.
talking.
They're gonna be lifers.
I
friends.
I got into Misfit Mining, and Chump is a plumber by trade. That's what Chump Change does. Like you meet all people from all over the world and different trades and stuff.
Yeah.
Iron workers. There you go.
Like unbelievable iron worker. Have you seen what this guy does?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
No, Bill's talented. Go.
Yeah.
How did you
Yes.
get into crypto, man?
So, 2010, I was GM at Papa John's, and one of my delivery drivers was like, "You got to check out this thing." And I'm
Someone
like,
gave me Bitcoin to pay for pizza.
Out of your check. No joke. He was. I call myself a geek. He was a fucking geek. And he was telling me about Bitcoin and what it is and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, that's great. You got a delivery to me. So, fast forward 10 years, COVID hits. We're all sent home to work from home, and we all got a little bit of extra money from the stimmies.
Right.
And
You spent it on GPU.
no. I
Oh.
tried my
right.
hand in stocks,
Okay.
and I got wrecked as fuck.
We all did.
Yeah.
Hey, you're still
So I'm
here.
like, there's stocks are so wide. So it's like I gotta learn about this company and
I
that
know, they
company,
shipped me other.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
and
That's
crypto
really
just
cool.
kind of clicked with me.
Right.
Like I'm reading about Bitcoin, I'm reading about Ethereum, and all these other coins that are out there. And I'm like, well, that fucking makes sense. because I work in IT.
here front and
So from there, I got a bunch of 1060s from some random dude on Facebook, and thought I was getting scammed, and went
Yeah.
home and watched Son of a Tech and watched Panda to learn how to build my first rig. And then I 3D printed my first rig.
Did you really?
Yes, out of PLA material and wood I had laying around the house.
So you're frame.
I cut it up for a frame. Yeah,
Gotcha.
for the, yeah.
That's crazy. Mining King. We're going around how we got into crypto. Please
Get over
come
here.
into
Come
the
on,
frame.
Mining King. Let's
Come
go.
on, let's go. Sit over here. Sit over here. Sit over here. Sit on the damn color sheet.
Dave really wants me to sit next to him.
There you go.
Hollywood movie star.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let me get in the
the
camera.
Mining
No,
King.
you wanna get out of camera?
How did you get into
No,
crypto?
we're okay. Then
Like the
I'm
first
gonna
YouTuber I watched?
No, like, well, yeah,
You
your
need
introduction
beer.
into crypto. How did you like
Beer.
start? Oh, hold on, we're getting reloads.
Hold on,
Reloads.
sorry. Beer.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, anybody?
Got it? Okay. You sure?
He's raising his hand.
Gotcha. All right,
This
so
one?
I'm
introduction.
taking that's
And
right.
lighters right
We're doing introductions into crypto. All right, King,
there. Take a seat.
introduction into crypto. What was your first?
December 2020, I was just scrolling YouTube, right? And I always watch people like Jay's 2 cents because I'm just like in the tech space, you know what I mean? Watch Linus and all those people, and all of a sudden this weird YouTube channel pops up, Red Panda Mining. I'm like,
Who's this nerd?
I'm like, who the hell
What are you
makes
doing
a
with those
It
guys?
was
furry
his-
red
it
character?
was his face that threw you in.
What the emphasis? I'm like, okay, cool. I kind of heard of crypto, crypto mining and everything like that, but I never got into it, right? I'm like, okay, check this out.
Everybody.
I watched the video and I'm like, wait, hold on. You telling me I can take the thing I like doing the most, which is building computers, messing with graphics cards, and I can actually turn it into a tangible, like,
Make money.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
like, I was just, oh man, okay, I'm sold.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mortgage the house. Buy
hey,
everything.
that night I talked to a guy because was it that night or the next day I went and bought 3070s.
Yeah.
Smart choice.
I tell you, I had all my 3070s stacked up, and then the light hash rate cards came out, and I don't think many people realized that light hash rate was just for Ethereum algorithms. I sold all of my light hash rate, all my full hash rate, got the light hash rate, solar mine flux, and just like knocking out blocks,
Yeah.
3080 Ti's. That was one of the best moves I made. I was making more on Flux and Ethereum.
So last but not least, Scott, what's your introduction into cryptocurrency, man?
You'll actually, I think, like it because
Yeah, we can
2013,
Dan,
I was actually
Mr. Dan in the middle. There you go.
streaming StarCraft 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was casting it with a buddy that I went to college with earlier.
It's like a StarCraft League here.
So I haven't
Step up to the
reinstalled
plate,
it
Betty.
yet. I've been
Step up to
holding
the
back.
plate.
I know you guys are playing. I've been holding back from installing.
Better miners are
But-
pro.
Oh,
we were
Pro LG right here.
we were playing and we were trying to come up with some other ideas and we kind of just stumbled across Bitcoin. But the thing was is that we couldn't buy it. Like there was no way to onboard money, and the only way we were able to was I was purchasing it off of eBay using PayPal in 2013 and early 2014. And actually between there and Mt. Gox, I ended up flipping, you know, trading Bitcoin and then selling it out through eBay and PayPal until like doing the reverse of how I started to get in. And eventually PayPal and eBay shut that down. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it was
The old
pretty
eBay
quick.
scams, buy this, you get an amount of Bitcoin. There was like
No, we were direct. Like it was just like, you know, I could search right now in my email
Right.
and pull up emails where I'm buying like 0.1 Bitcoin for like $20. I think the cheapest was Bitcoin at like $80 as I was somewhere around there where it was a dip. The problem is that I lost some on Mt. Gox, I lost some on BTCE. I have a little that was on a DAT file flash drive this whole time, and you know it's been moved around. But yeah, but basically came from gaming, just straight gaming and casting and meeting people all over, and we're like Bitcoin, and we're like, oh, and we tucked a little away after that got shut down. It was like we're like, if this is a scam or if it isn't a scam, and it's worth a lot of money one day, we'll go like buy a house. It's like kind of laughing, sit on the side, and now like fast forward, it's like, oh shit, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like house money buying soon, you know?
Yeah.
So next bull run probably, or you know.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah,
That'd be,
so-
yeah, we do have a question from all the way up the chat here. Has Flux made any headway? I'm paraphrasing. I remember the question, but not exactly how it was said. Does Flux have any updates on institutions? Anybody that you've onboarded onto the Flux project?
Yeah,
Companies,
so we
anything like
do
that?
have some folks under NDA now. I think one of the things you're going to see with proof of use work, especially, is the fact you'll see it integrated into Web 2 current solutions.
Right.
So we're already working with OVH and with Lumen to possibly provide infrastructure for some of their institutional customers that are looking for that. They don't have anything to provide that at this level, and it would make like a real nice combination if we could do something like that. Then we have. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, Lee.
Don't make this.
No, you're the lead.
We gotta give him something. What do you got? Give him
I
something.
think he's
No,
set
no,
it up at this point.
Some of this and then.
Tell you the whole story.
Yeah, the story will come out.
So
Now it's your turn.
we definitely have Fortune 500 companies that are developing on the platform as we speak. And if you didn't notice, Dish Network, their 5G network, they're using Flux as their master controller.
Oh, I saw that the other day.
Management solution.
Management solution.
And
Yeah, so
it's live?
Yeah.
yeah,
Right
and
now.
so they did it in a hackathon, and now they're rolling it into the final product.
That's
So what they
cool.
want to do is create an open 5G network, a la Helium, right? So they're going to try to get something out there that actually functions correctly. So and they're folks like that. Now the nice thing about that is we never even knew they were doing it.
So
It
people
just
That's what
happened
you want.
behind the
You
scenes.
want that, though.
Yeah, and we found out in
So
the
that's natural adoption.
That's
It's
natural
like-
We just
adoption.
found,
Natural
I
adoption.
came across that like what? 2 days
I was-
ago?
I was-
right here.
Yeah.
I was like taking a shit and I was looking at my phone.
That's where the
And I'm
business
like,
happen.
That's
Wait
where
a
the best
minute.
ideas happen.
That's
I
where a
call
lot
Mike
of
every
lies
time.
happen.
yeah, I know, right?
All the
I got
time
this idea
messages
from
across the
Tara.
board.
Yeah.
Here's the drop. By the time we're done, we're redlining the contract. I
Because
fucked
if
up.
they're using helium miners that are nodes or anything of that sort, that's reusing.
So I can do something with my helium miners?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You
I'll
could.
get a few of those around Richmond.
Depending on what
Could
your
have already.
All right.
yeah, depending on what your helium miner is, you can already
All right.
deploy Flux.
Question. Okay, so last round, we'll do a last round here. Is biggest mistake / money lost when you first got into crypto?
We're gonna need more beers for that one.
All right, all right, here we go. It's gonna get spicy
Hey,
now. Hold
I'll be
on.
back.
Hey, sit down. What do you want?
Everything, just like biggest mistake you
Corona, if we
made
have any?
when you started mining. Hold on, we're gonna go around.
Crypto?
Get scripting it out. Write it out on your phones. Get ready. Jeff Key, you go first.
I'll go first.
Biggest mistake.
Biggest mistake. I left my coins on an exchange.
You left your coins on an exchange.
Which one?
Cryptopia. Sorry, Cryptopia.
I'm not yelling, guys. I'm just saying, talking loud so everybody can hear us.
Yeah, Cryptopia. Sorry, it's a different name, but Cryptopia kind of.
Everybody say it together. Not your keys, not your cool thing. Not your keys, not your cheese.
Yeah. It was a coin back then that I was very, very much invested in. It was really expensive, and I lost a good amount.
You got hosed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I know the feeling. Well, piggybacking off of that, since we're going in a circle, I did a video on this, but the real number is I probably burned through about
How much was it?
186,000. And I'm thinking, oh man, these guys are making money on Ethereum mining. I'm gonna go get a warehouse. I'm gonna go plug all this stuff in. I'm gonna buy up all these miners. Man, what a nightmare that was. King actually helped me demolish the whole thing.
That was fun.
And
That was so fun.
I was late. Something happened.
Well, what happened was I was like 2 or 3 months out from default. No joke. Like I had to lock up the doors. I was done. All money was gone. Then out of nowhere, I met Mike from GPU Risers, and he had this great idea. I started a small hosting company where I was barely breaking even at my warehouse. It was awful. And Mike's like, why don't we do this together? I was literally 2 months away from not affording the rent. Like, it was like that. And biggest mistake was I think I moved too quickly. I spent too much money, and I was being a hardhead. I didn't listen to other people that said, slow down. So I paid a lot of money for that education. I lost a lot.
You think of it that way, as an expensive education.
Right, and then out of the ashes of crypto hosting became Terra hosting, which is now moving forward. So we're moving forward. Cheers. Dave, your turn.
Well, I didn't really make mistakes in like GPUs and purchasing way over, above my means at all. The problem was the business, the wiring business, and basically the wire machine. I needed to save a little bit of money. I was looking for a way to save money, but unfortunately, trying to save about $7,000, and that's a substantial amount of money for me personally. It cost me double. So basically, it cost me $14,000 or $15,000 for a machine that basically ruined a whole bunch of my wire. So that it was learning. So it's growing pains. It's a business, but I was able to purchase a brand new wire machine and basically moving forward. And I'll never try to cut corners, though. I mean, it wasn't really kind of cutting corners, though. In my opinion, I'm trying to save $1, but basically it took a shit. The machine took a shit. So, and then it just basically wrecked all the wire that I had. So immediately you set it, forget it. You're trying to make wires, you're trying to run a business, you're trying to do YouTube, you're doing a lot of things at once. And I was just like, holy shit, like what do I do? I mean, Mike got the phone calls, like we're just talking, I'm like, man, I gotta get this machine. And then basically, moving forward though, growing pains, that was my experience.
The yellow brick road isn't paved in gold, it's pissed on.
Yeah.
That's that's
Wise words were built.
Right. Biggest mistake you made. Biggest mistake.
Well, I mean, besides you not mentioning me in that story of being one of your partners, but no, I'm just kidding.
Hold on. I have to correct. Breaking balls, I love you. Terra hosting was started by me and Mike. Then King came a couple months later and came in and helped us take it to the next level. So, yes, sorry, King. I didn't have to
I get hawked all the time. I'm used to it. It's okay. Biggest mistake. Should have been mining Flux instead of Ethereum. I was solo mining with 1070s and I made enough to make several nodes. So lesson learned a little bit to not always mine the most profitable.
Amen. Yeah. That's a big lesson.
Or turning off your rigs in the bear market. That's a big idea as well. That's when you have to mine.
Geez, my biggest mistake. I don't even keep track of that.
All right, well,
You haven't made it yet, maybe.
Dude, I tell you what, no, because I sought out Dan right away. I want to work. I don't want a charity case.
Hey, consider that a blessing, my brother.
Yeah, amen.
So,
you didn't.
So he put me straight to work. As soon as I started egging him on. Hey, give me something to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'll build it. I'll do it.
Nice. So.
I'm sure mine's going to be probably worse than everybody else's here, but
I don't know.
If there's one thing, if there's new folks to the crypto space out there, or even if there's old heads who don't take it serious, key management. I had a hard drive very early on, had a Bitcoin wallet with 68 Bitcoin.
Ouch.
When the computer, when I decided, at that particular point in time, I was kind of moving on. I knew I had some Bitcoin. I put it to the side. The computer was going to be recycled, so I yanked the hard drive out, laid it there, and when I donated everything to get rid of it, I sent my 68 Bitcoin down the road, which is worth, at its peak, $4.624 million.
So somebody's really happy with that computer you donated.
That's sweet.
If
You know, that's in a landfill somewhere, dude. Like, you
Do you
know.
know your address?
You start sitting up there.
I do.
I do.
do.
Is it still sitting there?
It's there, yeah.
I
I mean,
wonder
it's in a landfill somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Imagine.
I wonder
Yeah.
how much Bitcoin actually is in a landfill, though.
Oh,
Well, it's natural.
like-
It's a natural burn. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
50%.
That's the story of those guys in the
Bitcoin.
UK, right?
and you know,
a long time paying money
it
to have
took
the
me-
neighborhood dig up the.
it took me a
dump.
very long time to get over watching
digging.
BTC move and being like, mother, you know, and you look at the number and stuff like that. I haven't looked at that number in years. Honestly, just forget about it because
He's over here with a calculator, just want to point it out.
I wanted to show. But as you stated, it's an expensive lesson that we all learn. Had I not lost that hard drive, Zelcore would have never been born.
Nobody be here.
Yeah,
At this moment.
nobody be here, right? So
Cool. I love
th-
that.
those were that's one of those things where I was like, there has to be an easier way to manage your keys. So, you know, make sure your private key is somewhere safe, shard it up, put it in multiple places, do the things, good practices with your key management because you don't want to be this guy, right? And I'm happy because everything worked out in the end. But some people that would have been the end of them. So anyway.
All right. What do you got, bro?
I got nothing as big as that. I'll put it that much.
I don't think
Damn.
anybody does.
Oh, no, yeah.
That's how you
No,
follow that one.
yeah, I know, right?
Just stop
No,
now,
I-
Jason.
Suddenly I feel less bad about when I
Yeah.
lost that Cryptopia. Just
Yeah. No, I think for me it's just you know, definitely learning experience as a miner and not knowing what I'm doing, especially
Yeah.
if you, and you go back on my YouTube videos, maybe one last week, who knows? You'll see all my mistakes, and even people reached out to me along the way, like, hey, that's not going to work, and I'm, you know, stubborn. I'm like, I got it, I'm good, I'll make it work.
Yeah.
You know, I think the biggest challenge I think people can also relate to too is with my mistakes is like scaling and not knowing when to get out of your house. You know, most of my community, people I work with too, you guys too, is like home miners, right? Taking that step. I mean, I tried so badly to make mining work in my basement. My mining room, I did way too much money. I mean, that was too much money for me as a home miner getting into it. But then to the point where I never really shared.
Do you know when that point is? It's when the wife says, it's
Yeah.
150 fucking degrees downstairs.
Well, and that-
Yeah, what is this?
And that was, and I know those times because I tried so many things, but it definitely was the fact, it got to the point where eventually I had an AC guy come out and go, you destroyed your home furnace with everything you're doing down here, and had to replace my entire AC unit.
Oh god.
The whole thing, because it was so hot in our house, our vents were sweating, drywall was like had dripping from, it was terrible. And it was like, all right, so that's when the wife was like, crypto's done. So that's where the shed came in. Because it was like, all right, I need 10 grand to replace my whole AC setup, and I need a shed now. So yeah. So it's just one of those things where like, and I think everybody's gotten to that point where they've overdone it in a basement, a
Oh my
garage,
God, yes.
a bedroom, all that
So
stuff.
I opened up the spare bedroom window and put a
Yeah.
brine wrap
Oh,
for
yeah.
clothes in it and
Oh,
just
yeah.
turned them up.
It's-
You know, I think the
Proof of
electric
useful
in my apartment will never be the same. I mean, there's so many problems with it. I'm not even mining anymore, but I don't know where.
This summer was like the first
Think
summer
about it,
without any mining
actually,
rigs in my house. My wife even commented the other day, and I were like, "Damn, this AC works really good."
Brand new.
Yeah, it's brand
Sir?
new.
Oh, you're good.
You know, you think it was, you know, with mistakes or when you lose, this is what I look at. When you lose, you learn. If you win, you win. That's great. But if you lose, you learn, and that's what I'm hearing here. But for me, I would say I've been lucky, and I've had really good timing. I would honestly say, in terms of money, I haven't really had anything I can say is a notable loss. But a bigger loss than money is time. And if I was to look back, my first year of mining, 18 months, I just did it alone, like I do a lot of things in my life. And if I think about just like lost progress, I think I drove over 5,000 miles that year buying GPUs. Just doing it by myself. And actually, it wasn't until I sold a GPU to a customer in a Food Lion parking lot. The customer's right here. And yeah, Matthew proposed to me. He's like, hey, like, you know, it's not many.
Yeah. 23, man. Can't say nothing.
Yeah, but no, yeah, he proposed to me. He's like, hey, there's not, you know, let's get together. Let's do this together. And you know, it's like I never thought of that. And even what I'm hearing here, like it's when we work together, we just accomplish like so much more. So
It's
I
a
mean,
mind
that's,
meld, man.
yeah. So that's to me, that would be my biggest loss is just doing this alone for too long, and thinking about like how much I could have grown and we could have grown, you know, if we started this like together or as a community like a year prior.
That's, hey, look, everybody's got a different perspective, man.
You're
you
both
know?
good dudes. You're gonna go far, and that's what's important.
Right.
Yeah, you know?
Mike,
Thanks.
biggest one, Mike.
I'd probably say not being as aggressive in the market, and I'm a very conservative investor, so the way I scaled my GPU farm is I had like 40 cards, and then I would, you know, mine enough that I could get 41 cards, and then 42 cards, and I scaled it like that because I was afraid to put, you know, personal money into it, and I wanted to grow it like that, but I also adapted that ideology with GPU risers, and that was very difficult because there's a huge bull run. I'm sure some of the viewers here and you guys, we had a couple weeks backlog of, I don't know what Kings are. It was, you know, when you're placing these orders, it's hard to anticipate these things.
Right.
And it was all during the COVID logistics thing, and that was nuts too. So I was very conservative in that, and I shouldn't have been. I should have extended a little bit more, put a little more into it, and had a normal, you know, supply chain and everything like that. So I would probably say just not being as, you know, aggressive in all these disruptive markets and everything that's going on now. You know, you kind of got to step out on the ledge. What we're doing here is leading edge. You know, so I need to get out of my turtle shell a little. Mike helps me with that a little bit.
Oh man,
Mike puts me on the water.
Mike's the yin to your yang.
Sounds like that. It's great. All in.
The relationship we have in King includes. Is King's just like, hey man, whatever you guys think is great. I just work in the back. But you know, with Tara, it's like, you know, I'm the kind of guy that goes, Mike, we need this right now. Buy it now. We need it now. Mike goes, no, give me a couple days. I'm gonna haggle it down. Mike got us a transformer that was $4,000. I said, Mike, what do we pay for that transformer? 3 days later, $2,700 shipped. And I was like, how do you do that? Like, I'm just not that guy, bro. I was just like, look, I need it, pay for it, don't rip me off. I want to get it, I get it. But Mike, there's a good balance that we have, so it's interesting. Scott, what about you?
Well, I'm sorry to interject for a second. Daniel's the same way. I mean, you went to Home Depot last week and you got, what, like $1,500 worth of drywall for $50?
30. So
30.
yeah. So I'm at the dry roll stage about Tech Lab, finishing stages. I'm like, fuck, drywall is $15 a sheet now. It's gonna be like a lot of money. I talked to the guy at Lowe's. I got like a pallet of like, you know, perfectly good drywall with a couple of scuffs for like $30. Did my entire Tech Lab. And then tomorrow I've got a guy picking up my leftovers for $35. I wanted to make sure I made it right. Yeah. So shout out to my wife Michelle. She's going to be meeting up with the guy selling the drywall. So I drywall my whole facility for free.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what it is.
Gotta hustle.
Yeah, you guys got it.
Yeah.
I think really, honestly, over the years, it's been missing out, like either not necessarily losing, but missing on profits. Like, and some of that is really on loss from like Mount Gox and things like that. And also, like, I probably missed out on more from listening and not tuning out the noise around me. And now I'm definitely surrounded by much wiser people who are into it and know the mechanics and everything. I'm hearing early on years ago, like my mom, maybe they're like, what do you think? What are you messing with? Like, that's some scam. And you start hearing all these people that are saying that, and then you're like, all right, you know what? Let me just sell off whatever, try to put some here, you know, and next thing you know, like, fast forward a couple of years, and it's like, I might not have been working right now if I just didn't listen, and then maybe just kept some of that, like more of it in cold storage, and you know.
Right.
So, but you know, along the way, I've made some bad trades a little bit, nothing crazy. I'm sure, like a lot of people, probably played with leverage and got smacked, or maybe played with leverage, one real big, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then next thing you know, you just get like just kicked right in the nuts, and then you learn your lesson, and then You
Yes, kids.
You just
Don't
find
do
your
leverage
place.
trading.
Yeah, leverage trading, like, you know, there's a Telegram group that I kind of have, and a lot of people are 50xing things and whatnot, and we joke and it's fun. But overall, I think most of those trades have gone sour, you know, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really nothing too hard.
How about you,
for us.
brother?
Guess we move down a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
I'll
put
you in.
you-
No, on the screen.
get in frame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get in.
frame.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Goat, you're next after this joke.
Get in.
Thanks, guys. A couple things. I mean, a lot of really good story. Jogging some memories actually up here as we kind of been running through it. I spoke about RuneScape and selling gold for Bitcoin a little bit earlier, and not to get into any specifics in the numbers, but when Dogecoin hit about 70 cents a couple of years ago, I went back and I ran some numbers, and I was like, okay, if I sold all my RuneScape gold, like assuming I went all in on Dogecoin, how much money would I have at 70 cents Doge? I would have been a billionaire. You know, I was depressed for like 2 weeks, didn't leave my bed. And I was like, all right, I gotta like grow up and I gotta get back to work.
Right.
And then I think the second thing, so what we do with Kadena Mining Club is we're helping, over 1,000 people mine Kadena. And when we, first got our purchase order with Bitmain, they were telling us the miners would get here December 2022. That's great. So that's what we told all of our customers. And then, January goes by, February goes by, first week of March, finally the second week of March, comes and we get our miners, but people hated us, man. I mean, I was getting death threats, like really bad stuff.
Lost profits, come on, man.
And,
bro, it's put your
lost
name on it.
profits, and then also Bitmain told us they're coming in December. So I tell everybody they're coming in December. They don't show up till March. So then, that's ultimately, it ends up being on me, not on Bitmain. So I think just setting expectations and maybe not putting so much faith in what Bitmain says, maybe.
Did they tell you sound like a young Sean Connery?
Young Sean Connery. Never got that before, but I appreciate it.
I see it. Yeah, I just
Get in there, go.
All right.
So I think Kadena Mining Club, we would be, if we got those miners in December, I think, we would have taken off a lot more than we have already.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
the
we
same.
lost a lot of community support from that, even though something we could do.
A lot of people's mistakes seems to be
We're
missing
fighting
the
through
boat.
it.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people miss the boat, man, and it's like hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
Let me go back 6 years. I'd buy all the Bitcoin I could
I
find.
mean, hindsight,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
all
I mean,
like richest men in the world.
Yeah,
so
we're all
right,
sitting here
right.
taking over the universe.
Yeah, we're in Mars.
Mr. Goat, biggest mistake in crypto so far?
So I think that I'm gonna split this into two. One is chasing profits and not chasing what you believe in. You know what I mean? Looking into a project and focusing on, I believe in that. That's some real shit. Opposed to chasing the dollar. I'm gonna mine this. I'm gonna jump over here and mine that. If I'd have focused on like mining Bitcoin when it was, 15 grand, 20 grand,
Right.
it'd be worth a lot more now.
Right.
And my second one is don't drink and move crypto. I sent.
Don't drink in crypto.
Well, and because of this, I still do this to this day. I send a little bit to the address, make sure it all goes through. Bare minimum,
Same thing.
And then I'll send
I
my
don't
wad,
care
right?
what it is. I always send a little bit, even if there's like, where there's been high fees, and I'm like, whatever. I'm like,
It's insurance.
I just
pay off in the
it's
long
not
run.
like my heart's always racing until it's there, until everything's
right,
through.
and then you're fine.
Yeah.
So-
And it's been fine every time, but I always steal new address, new law, always test it.
Yeah, and it's
It's
not big money, but
test this please for me.
It can make a difference,
well,
right?
you know
For
what?
$1
When you
more.
send, when you send 7 Litecoin to a Bitcoin address,
Oh,
you ain't getting that back.
That's at the height too.
Yeah,
probably, right?
It's so nice of you to be burning that
It
for
gets
us.
So-
You're welcome,
right?
Yeah.
So, all right.
No, sure. Yeah.
So-
Get somewhere. Yeah, get somewhere.
So this has been a great panel. We're going to end this on this. It's a Kadena story from Red Panda. He says, my biggest fail is mining Kadena with the first IB Link BMK1 out in the market. Mined 50 to 60 Kadena, would have been worth 1 million Canadian, but nope, Sold it when it was an average of 35 cents.
Oh
Oh, that's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, but this has been great, guys, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we walked
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
It's
great.
been awesome.
Been good. Oh, the whole panel. Everybody's here, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the Veteran Miner. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been great.
Yo, can we do a run around who's who?
Yep.
Real quick,
Yep.
you guys.
You got Jeff Key from Flux. I'm Hawk Crypto Mining. Veteran Miner.
Red Panda Mining.
Yeah. Got the Mining King. Wild Bill. Hobbyist Miner.
Daniel, Canadian Mining Club.
Daniel Cadena Mining Club. Mike GPU Risers. Mr. Davitola.
Matthew Cadena Mining Club.
Matthew Cadena Mining Club. And Geek of All Trades. Ladies and gentlemen,
Cheers,
we're out.
everybody.
Have a great night.
Peace.
Thank
See
you
you
guys.
Later, guys.
That was fun, man. Good fight. Good fight.
Some of you were out here the whole time with the heat.